Hey there everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to round 1 of the Kitchen Cabinet Tournament on the Reborn server forums. My name is Moriarty and I'm going to be your commentator for today. So let's get this game underway. It starts off with Xiphera and Myles. This is game 2 in the first round of the tournament. So down in the bottom left we have Myles leading off with the High Dragon, and in the top right we have Xiphera leading off with the Gligar. I'm pretty sure this isn't a Violate set, Gligar. I mean, it's the only set you can really run that's viable, because Gligar is well, it's a pre-evolution, so you're not going to get much out of it unless you put the Violet Stone in there. So he U-turns out into his free agent, which is his, what's this called, Dust Noir I think it is. It's the evolution of Dusclops, and he goes out into, Xiphera goes into his Gyarados. Now he makes a lovely play here by Will-O-Wisping the Gyarados. I absolutely love that, because basically it just means if the Gyarados tries to set up, he's absolutely screwed, so he can't do anything anyway. So it's basically rendered the Gyarados useless. I think the set he's running on this is Dragon Dance, Waterfall, was it Waterfall and something else against Bounce, and I think he has Taunt on it or something, I'm not too sure. But anyway, he goes into his Steelix to try and block, because the Steelix is normally a physically defensive person. He goes for the Curse to try and set up, but he realises that he's not going to get anywhere by doing that, because he took off almost half his health for the Waterfall. So he's still got a lot of damage even after that Will-O-Wisp, but it's more just half of it's cut out. So he goes into his Never Used, which is his Poliwrath, and he takes the hit with the Water Absorb. Now this was a nice play as well, so he's basically just trying to stall out the Gyarados from being able to make any plays. He goes for the Bounce, but unluckily it misses, and he goes and set up the Substitute. So right now I'd say that Myles is in a definitely the dominating seat. He's in the driving seat right now, you could say. He goes for the Waterfall, it misses because he sprung up with his Bounce. Gyarados is going to die any minute from that burn, I'm pretty sure. The Bounce misses again. He lands a Focus Punch that basically just ensures the KO. The thing I noticed about Myles in this game is he's running a lot of Life Orbs, and that could be very tricky for him near the end, I could say. So Porygon Z uses the trick and he switches his Life Orb for the Choice Scarf. He goes for the Substitute, but then he realises that he's Choice Scarf, so he has to get out of there really, or he can't really do anything. So he goes into his Steelix to try and tank some of the damage, but he goes into his Scrafty. Now, one thing I've got to say about Scrafty is, if you let Scrafty set up, that's game. You can't do anything about it. So he goes into his Dust Noir to try and Will-O-Wisp. He switches into his Gligar because he really needed. He switches into his Gligar because he really needed to try and land a Will-O-Wisp on someone that he didn't need. Well, of course he needed his Gligar, but it's just someone he doesn't do too much damage. So he goes for the sword. This is a Swords Dance baton passing set, I think, and I'm really sure it's a Violate set. I don't know. Xiphera can probably comment on that. But anyway, he goes into his Scrafty with a +2 attack, and he gets the freeze on the Ice Punch, and that is, I don't know. I'd say that's a rather major turning point in the game, because up to this point, Myles has been firmly in the driving seat with all the taking down his Gyarados, and he's really been in a firm position. But the Dust Noir wakes up and he goes for the Pain Split. It doesn't do too much because he's not got much health off him, but he goes for the Ice Punch again, does a good chunk of his health, 57%. Goes for the Will-O-Wisp, but he misses, and that, I'd probably say that's make or break right now for this Scrafty, because he's +2 speed, 3 attack, takes out the Dust Noir with the Ice Punch, and he's got Moxie, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage with the Life Orb. He goes into his Never Used, which is his Poliwrath, which is still faster because he's got the Choice Scarf, if you remember winning the trick. So he goes for the Drain Punch. He can't do anything now because he's locked in Substitute. And he goes for the Drain Punch again, take out the Steel again. You just put that as in fodder, so he could basically just take a hit and then he could go in for a free switch. So Scrafty's in a really, really deadly situation right now. He's 4 attack and 2 speed. He gets the crit from the Waterfall because of the Scarf on Poliwrath, but it doesn't really matter because he's got Scrafty on such a high attack. Now, I have no idea how much speed he's actually running on that Scrafty, because this is a Life Orb. This is a Life Orb High Dragon. Now, I'd say that's probably got max about 350 speed. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's probably around that. And this Scrafty had +2 speed, so I'm not too sure what type of speed EVs he was running on that. But anyway, Myles goes into his Victini. Now Victini's normally deadly. I normally use Victini in a physical set, but he's using it in a special set with Thunder, and I'm not too sure what else he has, but He has a smash passing. No, it's not a smash passing. Just a shell smash Torkoal. Now, I didn't even know Torkoal could get shell smash, so this was a right laugh for me. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, this Hydreigon has a shit ton of speed. Okay, this Hydreigon is really fast because it's taken out everything. Even with the +2 speed on Scrafty, it took out Scrafty, and the +2 speed on Torkoal. But Torkoal's normally a pretty slow individual anyway, and he had the -2 special attack, so that Draco Meteor is going to do a lot of damage, even with the Life Orb. So he's just going into Gligar to try and stall out the Sceptile. Now what he finds out here is from the hidden power is that this Sceptile is special, so it's not going to be a Leaf Blade, Swords Dance, Earthquake type Sceptile. I think that's a normal set, but he's got Focus Blast, Hidden Power, Leaf Storm, I think something else, I'm not too sure. But anyway, he goes into this Umbreon, and this Umbreon is basically going to tank every single hit that you're going to take. I've known Umbreons to take close combats from Heracross, for instance, and that's a really bulky set he's got on his Umbreon. So he finds out that it's a Hidden Power Ice. I'm pretty sure it's Hidden Power Ice, but Gligar's so tanky, it just doesn't matter anyway. He gets the Swords Dance up, but the Hidden Power finishes him off anyway, so that's basically a good game for Gligar right there. But he did serve his uses throughout the battle, so I'm not complaining, he did well. So after the Hidden Power finishes off the Gligar, Xiphera's only chance is this Umbreon. Now what you've got to remember, this Umbreon it's a supporty, tanky type of Umbreon. So that's to say it's like Wish, Protect, and I think it's like Payback, and there's some other move. But so he's basically just going to have to try and take him out with Payback, and then the Pokemon he has. Actually, Myles is getting a lot of misses in this, so that's pretty frustrating for Myles, and I kind of feel sorry for him in this situation. He's had a great battle right now, but after all these misses, it's going to be really frustrating for him. So Umbreon takes down the Sceptile. He takes down the Sceptile, and then the only Pokemon left, from Myles' point of view left, is Hydreigon. Now normally in this situation it would be pretty bad because he's got U-turn with a Life Orb, and he's also got Draco Meteor. What else has he got? I don't know, I think he's got Surf and something else. But anyway, he's got that, and the U-turn would normally KO with Life Orb, but this Umbreon is so tanky, it's unbelievable. He goes for the Draco Meteor, but it misses anyway, but he had Protect up, so it doesn't really matter. And he goes for U-turn. So basically Umbreon, Xiphera is just trying to stall out this Hydreigon Life Orb, because the Life Orb in the end is going to kill the Hydreigon. So it's all been down to really smart play here from Xiphera. Brilliant play from Myles himself, and this has been an absolutely epic battle. But down to the end, it's just going to be Umbreon stalling out this Hydreigon from the Life Orb. So in the end, I would have said, at the start I would have said Myles had a very good start, was in the firm driving seat the whole way through. He took down Gyarados very well. The Will-O-Wisp play was very nice with Dusknoir, but in the end, this Umbreon is just two KOs in the end after it takes down this Hydreigon. The Life Orb's just gonna then he finishes him off with a Payback in a second. So yeah, he goes for the U-turn. The Life Orb damage is tiny, and then he knows he can kill him off with a Payback. So in the end, it was a very good game to both of you. Well played. And this has been game 2 in the round 1 of the Kitchen Cabinet tournament on the Reborn server forums. I've been Moriarty, and I really hope you enjoyed this battle. So I will see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.